Hey you guys, this is Andrew, and as you can tell by the title, this is the gender tag. For those of you that don't know, because it is really new, Ashley Wild, a really awesome YouTuber, made it up. And it's basically to give people awareness of gender, different genders. Whether you're cisgender or transgender or non-binary or whoever you are, all these different people. And she's going to put it in a playlist with tons of different people so that way everybody can just learn off of each other. And I think it's a really good idea, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. At the end of this video, I will put all of the questions. It's 10 questions. You can answer all of them. You don't have to answer some of them. I'm going to add one or two of them. So yeah, let's get started. And before I start, just a little introduction about myself. My name is Andrew, like I said, and I am 18 years old, and I live in Texas. Question 1. How do you self-identify your gender, and what does the definition mean to you? So I identify as FTM trans, which means female to male transgender. I'm also on testosterone. I have been on for 2.5 months, so that's going really great. The definition of my gender means to me that a lot of people in this world aren't going to understand me, and that's okay. I was born as a female, but so that's the body I have, but mentally I was born a male. And something about this that I love is that it explains a lot of missing questions about my childhood and how I felt as a child. It means a lot to me. I mean, it's a huge part of my life. Gender is, especially at the moment, because I'm so early on in my transition, one of the biggest parts of my life. It just means that, I get to be myself. At the end of the day, that's what that identification means to me. Question number 2 is, what pronouns honor you? I use the pronouns he, him, his. I think that it's always really important to honor people's pronouns and to know that don't be afraid to, try. If you mess up, you mess up. Everybody messes up sometimes. And if you mess up with someone's pronouns, just, say, I'm really sorry, and correct yourself. Question number 3. Describe the style of clothing that you most often wear. I wear a bunch of different clothes, I guess. It just depends on my mood, but I mostly wear clothes like this. So just kind of like a t-shirt that maybe isn't like a graphic t-shirt, but like isn't super fancy either. I kind of like that is comfortable, but still kind of like not just a t-shirt, if that makes sense. I also really like my clothes to be fitting, like not super tight, but I don't like baggy clothes, especially because I get dysphoric about my arms being small. And so if I wear shirts more like this, it doesn't snug my arms to the point where they're little, but it doesn't make them look really small because the shirt's too big. So I really like that. I also always wear a binder. I wear one every single day. I wear one swimming. No matter what I'm doing, I'm probably wearing a binder, and it just makes my chest flat because I am a biological female. I do have a chest, sadly, and I have not gotten top surgery, which is an option for me that I am going to do in the future. I like to wear not super baggy pants, but also not skinny jeans. Kind of like a nice middle to where you can kind of see a little bit of shape, but it's not like skin tight, because that will make me feel dysphoric too. Question number 4. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave? So, my choices with body hair. I'm starting, because I am on testosterone, I'm starting to get facial hair, but it's not like real facial hair. It's kind of like overgrown peach fuzz. Like, it's like just really long, like light blonde hairs, but like if I go out in the sun, you can still see them, and I don't really like it. So I haven't right now, but I normally do shave my face. Yeah, I don't shave my legs or my armpits or, things like that. For my hair, I'm kind of in that middle part where I'm trying to find a hairstyle that I like. Right now, I just like put some gel in it and then call it a day. Question number 6. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any? So, cosmetics, I don't wear any like makeup or paint my nails or do anything like that. The types of soaps that I use a lot of Old Spice products for my hair and my body, and deodorant. But cologne wise, I have Pitbull that I use a lot, and I also have Calvin Klein because I love Calvin Klein. Question number 7. Have you experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? So, I have definitely experienced being misgendered. It doesn't happen as much anymore, like maybe once in a blue moon, but I used to all the time, constantly. I think a reason why I don't so much anymore is because my voice is getting a little bit deeper and I'm just kind of like more confident in myself. So before I would look around like, do people know? And now I'm just kind of like, if they know, they know. And if they don't, they don't. It's whatever, you know? I don't know them, they don't know me. So yeah, but it definitely used to happen to me a lot, and it would make me feel awful about myself, and I would just go home and not want to ever go out again. So, and part of the question is, do you ever experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? I do sadly still experience a lot of dysphoria. Not as much as I used to, but it definitely is still there. And the weird thing about it is it can happen randomly. So I could just be, having the best time of my life and then it just hit me. But there are also times where, like, I know if I shower, I'm most likely to get dysphoric because that's when I see myself. It's just one of those things where it's a terrible feeling, and how it has affected me. I'm getting a lot better at this, but it used to affect me a lot more than it does now. It kind of changed me in a way because I used to be very social. I loved going out and meeting new people and having new experiences, but because my dysphoria was so bad, it made me never want to go out. And I would have trouble going to do simple things like going to Walmart or like Chipotle or just things like that. It would literally take me mental energy to even think about going out in front of people and doing that because I was so scared of being misgendered. So dysphoria has definitely had a huge impact on me. And now I just try to remember that, I'll get there one day. I've made a lot of progress so far. I might even put an old picture of me, just so y'all know what I looked like before I transitioned, because I think I have come a long way so far. Question number 8. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker of any children you may have? I love children. I really definitely want to have children. In fact, I'm going to have children. Whether it's just me or me and someone else, that's definitely going to be something for me. Unfortunately, I cannot have biological children because I am on testosterone. And in order for that to happen, I would have had to do it before. And I knew that, but the chances of everything actually working out were so slim compared to the expense of it that I decided to just either adopt, or whoever I marry, if they want to birth a child, then they can do that. But I can't have biological children anymore. Question number 9. Talk about money. Is it important for you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to you that you earn more than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offered to pay for you? Okay, so I'm really glad that this is a question because honestly, and this might sound kind of bad, but money is a huge part of my life. It just is. It always has been, and it probably always will be. It is very, very, very important for me to provide for my family financially. Making more than the other person, I mean, it would be nice to just like, feel that confidence of myself, like, yeah, I can do this, but I don't think it'd be a really big deal if, my wife made more than me. And I actually do have a girlfriend right now. So before, I would feel really uncomfortable when people would pay for me. I hated it. I don't have any problem paying for people, but it just made me feel uncomfortable when people would pay for me, unless I knew them really well, like they were one of my really good friends. That was just kind of what we did, was trade off. But like if it was somebody that I didn't really know, I just didn't like it. But now that I'm with my girlfriend, we switch off all the time, and I think it's really good for us. It makes us stronger to know that, we both care enough to put some out there. And we're really close. She lives with me, so it's kind of like her money's my money's her money. So it's not even like paying for each other. We just pay for things together. Last question before I add my own question is question number 10. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? Okay, my experience with gender has been so positive and so negative, but I really do think that the negative things made the positive things way more positive, so it was worth it. To me, my experience is it showed me who loved me because there were people that said they would be there for me no matter what, and whenever I came out to them, they were definitely not okay with it and said their 2 cents, and that happens. And it's really difficult. It's difficult for people to change names and pronouns and to, think of the whole idea that you're going to be this different person, even if you're not going to be. That's what they think. Like, my mother mourned after me. It was like I died, even though I really didn't for a while. That was what it was like to her, and that's a very common feeling. That's a very common thing. But she worked at it. She worked really, really hard. Everybody that is in my life now that, we still have a good relationship has worked really hard for me to get to be who I am. And I'm just so grateful for that. I did want to add one question of my own because I thought that it was important. So my question is, and you can take it or leave it, this is just my question I came up with, is what is something positive about your gender/gender identity? And something to me that is positive is that I really think that being transgender has blessed me with being able to see both sides, female and male perspective, because it really is two different worlds. The female world and the male world are so different, and I just feel like it's really cool that I get to experience both. Another positive thing, the last one, is that I really do think being transgender has helped me a lot when it comes to my girlfriend. I can understand women a lot better than men can because I've lived that life. So no, whenever they have these feelings or, like, for an example, have their period, I can relate and I can say, I understand and I know what it's like, and I can, I kind of know more what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, and I just think that that helps a lot because I'm not so lost. Like, I know a lot of guys are, not all guys, but I know a lot of guys that are like, I have no clue what to do, and I just think it's kind of cool that I do. So that was my gender tag. Thanks for watching it, and I hope that y'all have an awesome day. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye.